This video is about what I learned from Amy Gallo's book, Getting Along. How to work with anyone, even difficult people. Introduction. How a coworker can be a liability or a boon to your career. Consider your coworker's bestie. They could be the person who picks up an extra cafe latte for you on their way to work, or they could be privy to all of your in-law drama. Whatever makes this person special, your close relationships are critical to elevating a mundane 9-to-5 to something you look forward to, something that motivates and inspires you, and makes you want to come to work every day. Positive, encouraging work relationships can help you become more creative, productive, and happy, whereas negative work environments can lower the quality of your work and life. In this brief video, you'll learn how to manage your relationships and keep work enjoyable. Idea number 1. Workplace relationships have a big impact on your work life, productivity, and happiness. It's reasonable to assume that a Fortune 500 executive in a corner office has a better, happier work experience than someone working on a factory floor for minimum wage. Or perhaps you'd bet that an aid worker for an inspiring social justice organization feels more joy and satisfaction than a fast food worker. Not so fast. If that executive is surrounded by aggressive, hostile coworkers in a dog-eat-dog environment, but the factory worker has at least 3 good friends with whom they enjoy joking on a daily basis, the exact opposite could be true. If the fast food employee is supported by a caring boss, whereas the aid worker's ideas are constantly appropriated by their manager, handing out fries through a drive-through window may be more rewarding work than addressing poverty. Workers in mundane jobs can feel just as satisfied and fulfilled as those in inspiring jobs when it comes to job satisfaction. And what is the key to a fulfilling work life? Of course, salary and benefits are important, but the most important factor for a fulfilling work life may be good old-fashioned social connections. Here's an intriguing study that looked at the impact of supportive people. 2 groups of climbers were taken to the base of a hill, one with solo climbers and the other with paired-up climbers. Each person was given a heavy backpack and asked to estimate the slope of the hill ahead of them. Those who were paired up predicted a gentler, more manageable climb than those who faced the prospect alone. The opposite is also true. According to studies, those who are unhappy at work because of work relationships intentionally work less or less well. One study conducted during the COVID-19 pandemic discovered that people who reported being less productive also felt less connected. Dealing with unpleasant or hostile work environments can even be harmful to your health in extreme cases. Couples were divided into 2 groups in one study. One group included couples who fought frequently, while the other included couples who reported strong, supportive relationships. On the skin of the participants, tiny cuts were made. Those who were in happier relationships recovered faster. You are actually wired to be affected by how others treat you. When your boss berates you in front of your coworkers, or you discover that a coworker trashed your project behind your back, your brain reacts as if you were physically assaulted. Your amygdala, an almond-shaped area of your brain, releases cortisol and adrenaline, fight or flight hormones that can cause physical symptoms like shallow breathing or clenched jaw. It's not fun, and it's bad for your career in the long run. So, what should you do if you're stuck in a workplace with toxic relationships? Idea number 2. Negative interactions can be managed to help you coexist with difficult coworkers. Between stimulus and response there is a space, Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl famously stated. In that space, we have the ability to choose our response. Our response holds the key to our development and freedom. So let's go into that space. First, pay attention to your reactions. Assume you gave a presentation and were disappointed when a coworker shrugged rather than clapped. You leave enraged because you believe you blew your presentation. But did you fail miserably? Or are you suffering from negativity bias, in which you focus solely on one negative event while overlooking several positive ones. Perhaps you were so focused on the one negative reaction that you overlooked another coworker who nodded and smiled, or another who enthusiastically took notes the entire time you spoke. Reconsider your reaction to the situation. Can you look at it through a more positive or neutral lens? Reframe it as a challenge instead of a threat. If you continue to realize that unpleasant work relationships exist and are affecting your career and life, it's time to deal with them. Here's how it's done. First and foremost, identify and avoid difficult people, such as the passive-aggressive manager or the relentlessly negative coworker. Remove yourself from their orbit by declining social invitations and opting to communicate with them via email rather than face-to-face. If you must interact with them, begin documenting your interactions. Take notes on conversations and interactions so you can identify and track behavioral patterns. What should you avoid? Don't belittle others, retaliate, or suppress your emotions. Instead, focus on what you can influence. Make a microculture that embodies your values. Reach out to people who share your beliefs and whose company you enjoy, as well as those who support you and send you positive vibes. Do things with people you like outside of work. Have empathy for yourself. Summary. Perhaps you've tried everything mentioned in the video, but you're still feeling oppressed and unhappy at work. So, if the time has come to leave, do so with your head held high, but make sure you have a viable option available. Don't flee to avoid your problems. Instead, run in the direction of something better. Now, that was only a small portion of what Amy Gallo taught me in her book, Getting Along. I highly recommend reading it for more insights. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you could take a moment to hit the subscribe button, like in this video, and share it with your friends and followers. Your support helps me to grow my channel and reach a wider audience, and I am so grateful for it. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay up to date on my latest videos. Thanks again for watching, and I can't wait to share more with you in the future.